Hi, my name is Joel Schaefer, and I'm the founder of Urology Chefs, and I'm here today to show you one of my favorite recipes that I've done for many years, starting as a cook and a kitchen manager at Giulio's Italian restaurant in Fresno, California. And this is called the Joe Special. What's great about the Joe Special is it was actually created in San Francisco, and many restaurants around the area everybody had the Joe Special on it. It was just a great dish. It's very filling, very comforting food. So we wanted to recreate this in a plant-based version. So I'm going to go over the ingredients with you while I'm heating up my pan on high right now. So we have some vegetable oil, we have diced onions, chopped garlic, thinly sliced button mushrooms, we have salt and pepper, we have a plant-based meat, and we have fresh spinach, and we actually have plant-based eggs, which is just eggs. If you haven't tried that, it's really, really tasty. I've used it in a lot of different dishes, making omelets, scrambled eggs, baked it in the oven like in a little frittata style dish. So it's a version for those people that are allergic to eggs or can't have eggs. My mise en place ready, which is everything in place. I have my pan, my spoon for stirring, I actually have a potato masher for breaking up the meat when it cooks in there because it makes it a lot easier. And all my other ingredients, everything's ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and, as soon as this pan, which I can feel is getting really hot, we want to get it super hot because we're going to cook everything quickly. This is a quick dish. Shouldn't take no longer than 10 minutes to put it all together, but it's really, really fun. So we're going to start with some oil. We're going to just pour that in the pan. Okay, you need enough oil, and I swirl it around a little bit, and you can see it swirling, shiny, right? That means it's nice and hot. Then I'm going to add my cup of onions. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a touch of salt. And what's great about adding salt to cooked onions, it actually draws out some of the moisture and actually helps them cook quicker and give them a little bit of a caramelization. Plus, when you add salt in layers, you end up actually using less salt because you're adding layers of flavor with just the salt that brings out this flavor. So, let's see, I have it on high. I'm going to just toss them around a little bit. And if I use a timer, I'm going to set the timer at 10 minutes. Usually anytime I'm doing sauteing or cooking like this, I start with 10 minutes because when you're cooking basic ingredients such as garlic, onions, carrots, celery, so mirepoix, right? Ingredients. They take so many minutes for each different technique. So if you're high saute, they'll take 2 to 3 minutes. If it's a medium cook, they can take 4 to 6 minutes. If it's a very low or slow, it can take 10 to 20 to 30 minutes, depending on where you want to go with the flavor. And this is one of my favorite, it's a stainless steel wok. So, but I use it as a saute pan and a lot of the dishes. It's large, it can hold a lot of food. It heats up around the edges, which retains heat, so when you're cooking it, if you're stirring it around like this, there's actually heat on the edges of the pan. It keeps the pan hot and the food cooking quickly. You can still hear it sort of sizzling in the pan, which is what we're looking for. Okay? See, we're getting that nice little, and it smells delicious. I wish we had the smell of it in here. So we're cooking this 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just where we want to get it. Now, again, they're going to cook longer, so I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic in now. I love garlic. I don't know about you guys. I love garlic. I could even put more, but I'll just go ahead with about a teaspoon of garlic. That I only want to cook for about 30 seconds because I really don't want to burn it. And at high heat, garlic can burn quickly. You'll start smelling the volatile oils that are in the garlic. That's what you have to watch out for. So I'm stirring it, tossing a little bit, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, all you want. Then I'm going to go ahead and add up my thinly sliced mushrooms. So this, I'm going to cook these till they're soft. So this is going to take anywhere from 4 to 5 minutes to cook it. So I'm going to go ahead and just let these cook. And when we come back, we'll go ahead and show you the next step of this dish. Now, it's always good when you're cooking mushrooms, especially this large quantity, is to sort of let it stop cooking. Stop stirring it. Don't keep tossing it, moving it. Give it time to start in contact with the pan so it actually can cook. Also with cooking mushrooms, you can actually listen and hear the moisture being released from the mushrooms. That's one thing about mushrooms. They hold a lot of water, and you want to evaporate that out of the mushroom so that you release that water and you get the deep flavor that the mushroom's gonna provide. Especially the umami. The umami. Don't you love that word, umami? Mushrooms are umami. We love to cook with mushrooms, you know, especially with plant-based recipes. Mushrooms give you that meaty flavor. So you could actually do this with chopped mushrooms instead of any type of meat option, and that would be your plant-based option without having to buy plant-based meat. So you can see now that the mushrooms have reduced by half, right? You can see they're sort of, ooh, look at that. Oh, yum, look at that. So they've reduced by half or more, so they're where I want. So now I'm gonna remove them out of the pan so that I can go ahead and cook the plant-based meat. So now I'm gonna turn my pan down to medium. I'm going to add a little bit more oil, just a touch. And then I'm going to add my plant-based meat. So one of the tricks that we like to use is this little potato masher. See, look how cool that little, this is a smaller one, we have a larger one too, but these are very cool to break these meat up in the pan. So by doing that, I can really get it mashed up without trying to take a spatula in there and go, you know, just take thousands of different little breaks. But this breaks it up real quick, just like you would do mashed potatoes. And again, this will work for ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, so any meat will work, but look at how quickly that looks. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's perfect. It's nice and loose. So that'll help it cook quicker. So we're going to go ahead and cook that till it's cooked, just like meat. You want to make sure it doesn't have any little pink colors. You want to get it to the right temperature so that it is thoroughly cooked. So this is still cooking, and what's a good thing is always have your recipe handy. So we have a recipe actually here, and I actually want to go back and review it to make sure, am I missing any steps? Did I cover everything? I know I had my mise en place because I double checked all the ingredients and checked them off before I actually started cooking, because I wanted to make sure I didn't have to run off somewhere and have mise en place disaster, which can happen when you're not properly prepared. So now that I have once the meat's cooked, I'm going to go ahead and actually add in all the spices. So the spices get salt, a little bit of salt, and then we have some nutmeg, some oregano, and black pepper. Nice flavors. You can just smell right when I hit the pan. You can smell the oregano and the nutmeg really giving some beautiful aromas. And then I'm going to add in the spinach, which I have a lot of spinach here. Love spinach. And you can use frozen spinach, but here's fresh, so we got to add in a little bit to start so that we can mix it in and start wilting it. Once that batch is done, we'll add another one. And one last batch and we're about ready. Okay, that's all the spinach. That was one pack, those small packs that you can buy in the store. Just rough chopped it up, fresh, it's good. Spinach is wilted, all the food is cooked. So now we're going to make a little well in the center, right in the middle, right down the middle here. We're going to add some more oil, and then we're going to add our eggs. Now I'm not using this whole thing. I'm going to use half of it, pour right in the middle, and if you're using fresh eggs, you just scramble 2 to 3 eggs. Scramble those up, depending if you like a lot of eggs, 2 is usually enough, but 3 if you like more. And as it starts cooking, you're going to start actually just scrambling it in the middle. The eggs actually give it a little more of a creamy texture, so you have those creamy eggs that have sort of mixed and melted in and sort of helped combine everything together. And there you have it. That is the Joe's Special from Your Allergy Chefs, a plant-based version. So come back and look for more of our cooking demonstrations and recipes at Your Allergy Chefs, and we look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day.